Hi, it's James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at Big Boss. Now, Big Boss plays between 2 to 6 players, and it is being published by Funko Games. This game was designed by Wolfgang Kramer, and this is the second edition of Big Boss. So, in this edition, you also have the rules to play the original Big Boss, along with the new rules, revised rules for Big Boss. And there's quite a lot of differences between the two. But know that you can play the previous one. We're going to just go over the new rules here. So let's go ahead down to the table here. I'll show you how to play this game, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so this is Big Boss the game, and in Big Boss the game, you're going to be trying to be the big boss. And the big boss is the person with the most money at the end of the game. This game is going to be played over rounds. It's going to continue on until all of these little individual tower pieces have been used up. At that point, the game will immediately end. You're going to tally up how much money you have, and the person with the most money at the end will win. Now, to start off the game, each player is going to get 10 cards. And they're going to get $40 million. They're going to get this little player card here, which is going to have two towers on it, and one's for 15 and one's for 30 million. We'll show you what those guys do in a minute. You're going to place out each of these companies and place the shares for those companies beside it. You're going to place out the board. You place out the share price board there. You're going to put out these trays, come with the game, but you're going to put out the trays of money. And you're ready to start the game. You're going to select the first player. The first player is basically the last person to purchase something, or whatever means that you decide. Now, your players can only do one of two actions on their turn. They can either purchase a card. So if you purchase a card here, it's going to be $5 million. And these are numbered cards. We'll show you what they do in a minute. Or you can purchase a level card. Now, don't pay attention to the numbers on those cards. Those numbers only pertain if you're going to play the original game. And yes, Big Boss comes with the rules to play the original game. So if you want to play the original game and not the new version of this game, you can do so by reading in the back of the book. But we're going to show you the new version of this game. And like I said, you're going to have two different actions you can take. You can either purchase a card, which will end your turn after you purchase a card. You can purchase one of these for 5 or one of the level cards for 10. We'll show you what they do in a little bit, but the bulk of the game is going to be when you are playing a card. You're going to take a look at all these different numbers on here. And you have choices. You can either build onto an existing company, or you can start a company. So if you're starting a company, the best thing to probably do, which you can follow your own strategies in this game, but you might want to look to see what numbers you have around it so you can build up your company. So I have 34, 36, 37, 38. So you know what? I'm going to build 37. So I'm going to put down this card. There's no company on the board yet for that card. So I'm going to start a company. To start a company, you're going to take 4 of these tower pieces. You're going to look at where 37 is. And 37 is right here. And you have to be at least 3 away from another company when you set this up. So I'm going to put down 3 tiles. And then I get to put a second tier tile on here. So I'm going to put it here. Because I have a 38, I can build on that higher. I'll show you in a little bit. And then I'm going to pick a company that this is going to become. In this case, I'm just going to make it Eagle. All right, so now that I built the company, I'm going to get money. So the first level towers are worth 1 million. Second level towers are worth 2. The company piece doesn't count for anything. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million. So I'll collect $5 million. Then I can buy shares. So as soon as this company has been generated, we're going to put the token on the share price track. So this is the only company that's available. And I can buy 5 million. I could buy up to 2 shares, and then these shares would cost 5 million each. Now, as time goes by, more companies will be on this board over here. And as that happens, I can buy shares from any company. No player owns a company in this game. You own your shares, but you don't own any company. So when you create this company, every other player can build off of it, buy shares from it, do whatever they want. Merge it, which we'll get into a little bit, but I can buy up to 2 shares. And the last thing I can do, if I wish, is I can build a radio tower. So if I wanted to build this first radio tower, it'd be 15 million. If I wanted to build this second radio tower, it'd be 30 million. Now, shares, so let's say I spent 10 million here, and I bought 2 shares in Eagle. Now, if I decided to then build a radio tower, so that would be 15 million, which I'd probably say at the beginning of the game is a very bad idea, but we're going to do it anyway. So I'm going to build this radio tower on here. Radio towers, I'm the only person that can have this radio tower for this company, are worth 3 shares. So now at the end of this turn, I have 5 shares in Eagle. So I'm pretty much all in. The reason this is probably a bad idea is because other opponents are going to see that, and they're probably going to try to ruin my day. So that's going to be what you can do if you do one action, and that's what you can do for that whole play stuff. Now, later on as the game goes by, other players are going to be placing their starting companies. You might start and create another company. You can't create more companies than there already are available. So the max amount of companies you can have is 8. So other people will be creating companies, and one thing they can do, because I can show you a play option, as they say it gets back to me, we have these 2 companies available. Their share prices show over here. The next thing I can do is I didn't create a company. I can play a card and add on to a company. So this would be 38. This would increase this tower to this level. Okay, so now that that third tower is on there, this company's worth more. And I'll move that share up 3. So now it's worth 8 million. I will immediately collect $8 million. And I can now buy shares. Now the Eagle shares cost $8 million each, where the Oasis shares, these guys here, only cost $5 million. And I can buy up to 2 in either one. After I decide whether I wanted to buy shares, I can then see if I want to build a tower, radio tower. Now I can't actually, because the only way you can build a radio tower is if you build onto the area that you're putting the radio tower. And since there's one already here, I can't do that. Now let's scroll back a little bit with purchasing cards. If I purchase a level card, and then later on, not in the same turn, but later on I play that level card, I can raise a level of any existing one of these. And when I do, I will gain that money just like I placed that 38. The only exception is when you place this level card, nothing can be higher than 4. If it's at 4 and I place this level 1, I'll be able to build the 5th level, but then I can't use level cards on that anymore. Now technically you can get up to a 6th level if someone has that numbered card. One thing I didn't mention is when you play these number cards or we play these level cards, the level cards go back, number cards get discarded. They're out of the game. All right, so that's all the actions. And you're going to be collecting these, and you're trying to raise the value of your share price by putting these down. You're going to get money for doing that. And as you can see at the end of the game, when you turn in your shares, they're going to be worth what they're listed. Now, no company can get over $50 million. If you get over $50 million, it just stays at $50 million. One thing that can happen in this game, though, that makes a huge difference is merging. So if someone plays, let's say 40, so if you play a 40 here, this one goes up 1, so now that person gets 9 million, gets to take the rest of the stuff for their turn. You're going to play, let's say someone plays 1 on here, this is going to raise it to 6. And let's say someone places this 41. They're going to pick which company this goes to. In this case, we'll say Eagle, okay? This company gets merged. Everyone that has Oasis shares will get the share value, so that's 6 for each of their shares. And then this company will be eliminated completely from the game. The Eagle shares will go up the value of this, so they'll be at 16 million now. So companies can get absorbed throughout the game. One thing to note though is if they're tied, the player that placed down the tile that caused the merger gets to pick which one gets merged. So That in a nutshell is how you're going to be playing the game. And like I said, you're going to continue on until you have placed out all of these towers. Once you've placed out all these towers, the game immediately ends. People are going to take their shares, figure out the current value, get that in the millions, and the person with the most money at the end of the game will win. So that's it for Big Boss. Let's go ahead back up to the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so that was Big Boss. Big Boss is an amazing game. I love this game. There is a really phenomenal amount of component quality for the price of this game. This is a really good value for its price point. The tower pieces are really cool. I really like the company pieces too. Cardstock's good. Everything component-wise about this game is good. I really like the fact that it's a dual layered board too for the main playing board. That way every piece stays in where it's supposed to and doesn't get moved around when you bump the table. So really great on component quality. Replayability on this game is also incredibly high. There's very little to teach in this game to get started because your two actions don't take all that much to explain, but their impact is large. So this is a game that you can get into it really quick, and every subsequent play of the game is going to be that much more cutthroat. I really like how in this version that when you add on to a company, you still get money. You get money a lot. But you would think that that would be like, great, I have all this money to play with. Your money gets burned up really quick in this game. So I like that too. You have to make meaningful decisions on the board. You have to determine which corporation you want to invest the most in, but you don't want to do it too early because if other people see you're doing it, they're not going to help grow your corporation necessarily, and worse, they might force it to be merged into a different corporation. So if you like games like Acquire and like that sort of idea, this is going to be up your alley. If you like the original version of Big Boss, I actually like this version or this edition a lot better. If you liked Big Boss and didn't have a copy of Big Boss, I would highly recommend picking up this game because it has both versions in it. So if you like the older one or you like the newer one, it's all in here. Really great game, going to be going in my collection. So I know I don't have a lot of games that make it into my collection. This one is definitely making it into my collection. I have a feeling that this is going to get to the table a lot. It's a really great game. And that is Big Boss by Funko Games. Thank you for watching.